To produce a frequency table in JASP, just go back up here to the descriptives box and click. And it's the same screen that we've seen in the last video, only this time, because we're only going to be working with nominal and ordinal variables, you just want to make sure to click the frequency tables box down here. And in this part, when we are working with frequency tables, you just want to make sure that you're only transferring over measures that have this icon, either ordinal or nominal, these two. So what's going to happen is the same as before. We're going to transfer the variables that we want from this side over to the box on the right, and JASP will automatically produce a frequency table for us. So you see here that 48.9% of the sample are male, 51.09% female. We can add as many variables as we want over here, and JASP will keep producing separate frequency tables. Some of these are more complicated than others. If we transfer over work type, you'll see there's more categories here, and again it will automatically include the labels for us. Or if we wanted a long one, for example, sector of occupation, it will also allow us to do that. Now keep an eye on this little box down here, the split box. Let's say we want to look at the distribution of workers in each of these different sectors. So I'm going to take out work type, my deprivation measure and my gender measure. And now I'm going to move the gender over here to split. What that's going to do is produce two separate tables for me. And again, it's all automatic. One for males and one for females. So you can see here that we can compare quite quickly. For example, from the male workforce, about 11.64% work in construction. For females, it's about 0.82%. In manufacturing, 10.56% of females work in manufacturing, 14.41% of males work in manufacturing. What we will also get below automatically, you'll see this in a second, is we can add plots, and we can also request additional statistics. Now for frequency tables, we don't need to touch anything down here, but what you might want to do is to get a distribution plot. So what that's going to do then below is produce a graph for each of these different categories for both males and for females. So we'll talk about customizing the graphs in a later video, but for now what this is doing is it's giving you a set of bar charts for each of the categories of the split variable, one for male, one for female, and in this case the height of the bar corresponds to the count of people in that sector. So here we've got the height of the bars, the highest bars, sorry, are for agriculture and manufacturing for males, because we've got 408 and 608 respectively in each of these different groups. For your actual write-up, of course, you'll want to report percentages, but this is just to give you a quick look at how we get sort of a quick and easy table from JASP. What you can also do if you want is you can copy these tables over, again the same as you would have done with the descriptive statistics table in the previous video. You click out here on this down arrow, go to copy, and then we can open up a blank Word document, and this is the one I was using from the last video, and you can paste the table in. Now it might take a little bit of messing around to get the formatting just right, so you can either keep the source or merge. Again, merge is probably preferable if you're already working with a document that you've formatted. You might want to retain or delete some of these columns. So here we've got two separate tables, one for the percentage of males, one for the percentage of females. Some small errors in the labeling, unfortunately, my apologies. And you can adjust these any way you want. So let's say you want to take out the frequency in the percent table. You can simply delete these columns if you want to make the table a little bit smaller. You could also delete the cumulative percentage one, because really the only one that you need to worry about for now is the valid percentage column, and that will give you something that's a little bit more manageable. You can also export these the other way if you want, which is to export the output within JASP by going down here to export results, but it's going to be a little bit easier to work with if you copy your output to Word. Now notice as well, you'll see that we have at the top here it says descriptive statistics, but we can give this any name we want. If you want to keep track of these in a longer analysis, you might want to call this tables example 1. And let's say we go and do a different set of analysis. Let's say instead of returning tables, we're going to do something like produce a summary of farm income. So now you'll notice that as we add each of these different analyses to our to our display, JASP is going to keep these in memory, and we can give them names. So we might want to recall this one as farm income. And if you ever want to return, again, all the results are nested here in the output window. But if you want to return to any of the previous ones and change anything, so let's say you want to, instead of a table for both males and females, you want to get rid of that split and just have a table for the whole sample, then you can do that. So it's relatively hassle-free to go back and change things because JASP keeps track of them like this. It allows you to move between different pieces of analysis quite quickly and easily.